Thursday Night Football with the Rumboyz starts now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. I'm your host, it's your boy Rumboyz Robbie, and I am joined by Drop the Mic FF and St. Pat FF. What is good, fellas?
It's football, baby! Let's do this.
Ain't that the fuck right? It is football season. We are ready to get into the nitty and gritty. Yo, shout out myself on the brand new Thursday night intro. Sorry, Thursday Night Football. Oh, yes. I haven't gotten to say that in so long. So it feels good to be on air with you fellas and to be getting this damn thing going. We got Leafs up in the chat tree. It was good, Justin. I'm sure we're gonna get a bunch more to pop in here. Parlays, yes, too many parlays. Yeah, yo, I floated a few.
It can happen.
It can happen. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly.
Dilly. It's too hot. It's 100 degrees right now.
I have the AC kicking, bro.
I do too.
So I'm ready. I'm ready for a long night. Fellas, we have a game to break down. We have a week to break down. If those of you in the chat, I really want to start off today's show with focusing on tonight's game. If you need a DraftKings invite link, if you don't already have an active DraftKings account, let me know. We'll be able to help you guys out with that. If either team is up by 7 points tonight, all right, either team that you pick tonight, you're gonna automatically cash out. Max bet up to $50. All right, over there on DraftKings. So you guys already know it's week one. We did this last year with when it was either team that scored a touchdown in week one. We went out there, boom, and we cashed in. We immediately had an early cash in. So I just want to make sure that everyone gets in on that no-brainer super early. Just because it's important. That's free money, and that's free money that you're leaving on the table, whether or not you pick the Bills or you pick the Rams. I think that any analyst would be sadly mistaken that either team could not lead by 7 at any given moment in this game with how high octane both these offenses are. We're gonna get in. We're gonna get into breaking down this game. But first, fellas, how are you feeling with week one officially underway? We're officially really doing this now.
It's finally here. It was a 6-7 long months of just talking about guys in T-shirts and shorts. Now we get to see some hitting and some scoring, and we couldn't have asked for a much better matchup on week one.
No, absolutely. We definitely could not ask for a much better matchup. Jamie's up in the chat asking what Pat's eating. Pat, what's going on, bro?
We got some mac and cheese, and I think either some fried pork chops or fried really thin chicken breasts.
Nice.
Probably some A cups. If I were to rate chicken breasts, it's probably about an A cup. But you've seen those big chicken breasts, those chicken titties. But these were just chicken breasts. But when it comes to football, I'm glad we're back. It's been a while. I've been thinking about Bengals Rams Super Bowl for 6 months, and I'm glad to see other teams out there. It's nice to see the Bills. I feel like the Bills are an easy win tonight, but a lot of people are going the other way. So we'll see what happens.
So we have a couple of interesting things that we're gonna get into and break down this game. I see Extreme Canes. What's a good player to pick up in a 22-man trade I made? I traded Velus Jones Jr. For wide receiver Edwards and from the Falcons for Nico Collins. You should have just stuck with Nico Collins. This is why you pay attention to Rumboyz.
No, I think he got Nico. I think he traded Jones and Edwards for Collins.
Okay, so if you got Nico, you're solid. You're good. You're good. Let's get into breaking down tonight's game. You have the Rams being the underdog, the Super Bowl winning Rams, as a matter of fact, being a underdog at plus 120. Let's get into some pick'ems here right out the gate on the money line. Pat, Mike, let's go.
Pat, you already said it, but give what you want to say.
I'm going Bills money line, especially for the 7-point pick'ems bet, the automatic win. I think the Bills come out and score on the first possession of the game and cash that out by 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Do I think the game bounces back from that? Absolutely, but I think that the Bills get out ahead early.
The last time these two teams faced was in 2020, in which the Bills did win that matchup. Josh Allen being 2-0 against his team since he took over back in 2017. The Rams, though, 5-0 in season openers underneath Sean McVay.
And even though Sean McVay is 5-0 in openers, he will be 5-1 after tonight's over. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a runaway early. I think it's going to be close all the way to the end. It could go down to the last drive, but I think in the fourth quarter, Buffalo is still bitter about last year, and they're going to come out, and Sean McDermott is going to come up with a game plan, and Josh Allen's going to come out fiery, and watch out for that offense in general, except for the running backs.
I think so. I think a running back emerges tonight.
I hope.
I think that's going to be the deciding for the Bills is someone
in
emerges.
week one.
I think someone emerges enough to be the hot hand that they stick with during the game. So who that is, I don't know.
Well, I mean, which I mean could then kind of segue us into. Well, first we'll just stick with the main three categories of betting first, and then we'll get into some props. I was about to segue into some props there.
Well, speaking of the Buffalo Bills, Extreme Kane has another trade that he just made down below. He said, I traded for Judy and Zach Moss, and he traded away Gabe Davis and Amir Abdullah.
The Gabe Davis piece is probably going to be a piece where like the Gabe Davis could probably be last year's T. Higgins as a wide receiver too. A lot of talk coming out of Denver here is that Sutton is the bona fide one, and that is the way that it is going to remain. So you could be possibly splitting hairs between the Davis and the Judy side there. Just really between those two. Abdullah's not shit. I mean, but we're also talking about a 22-man league, right? So there's going to be a lot of, hey, do you want this extra stuff? With that being said, though, I think you may not like a bandit getting Judy. You may have some regrets there letting go Gabe Davis, but you got to give a little, get a little.
You got Moss too, so yeah.
Karam saying he likes Gabe Davis. I'm super high on Gabe Davis this year. Jacob Johnson, boy, am I glad to see you, Robbie. I need help. What do you need help with? We are here to help. What's up, Weeds? I see you up in the chat. In the Discord today, make sure you guys go ahead and get up on the Discord. Rumboyz spelled as ZNET. Get up with us on our Discord. We're gonna be taking private questions, private DMs, and so on and so forth through our Discord. We'll be answering all of your questions in those forums. Premium members are gonna get. Tonight, I went ahead and I dropped everything for free. I dropped everything for free that I worked on today. So make sure you guys get on off into the Discord. Premium members, get off into the Discord. Get Rumboyz Premium if you don't have it. This is definitely a year to make some money. By the way, I cleaned out DraftKings for 11K, or I'm sorry, not 11K, 1100 last week on college football. So yes.
Sean's in the chat, and Winkin Weeds is in the chat.
Sean, what is good? Sean has got to be optimistic about his Chargers this year. The first year that him as a Chargers fan really probably get to have that vote of confidence. So shout out to you, Sean. So I got to start a flex Mostert, Nico. We're starting Nico.
Yes. I'm not even touching Zach Moss. Like Pat said, I'm not touching him. I have to start Singletary in the league, but I'm not touching that backfield until I see a hot hand.
And until the player props, I know we're going to get into that later,
Yeah.
but for the running backs and for Buffalo are very low. So if you feel strongly about any of them, it's as low as like 20 yards.
Yeah.
I will say this: there is no problem with you playing Singletary in DFS tonight. There's no problems with that. There's no problems with you running Akers. There's no problem with you maybe buying low and going contrarian on a Henderson tonight, on a Darrell Henderson. I like all pieces of these lineups tonight pretty damn much. When we talk about the real core pieces, Skronik could be filling in for Van Jefferson. So late contrarian,
His
late
line's
low
20
cost.
yards. Sorry. His line's 20 yards.
Exactly.
It's an easy smash. It's an easy smash on a single prop.
On
Dave
Skronik?
Confidence not so sure that
I've got him in some parlays.
Look, the season just started. Everyone should be rolling into the season with confidence. If you're not a typical bottom of the barrel contender, you should be rolling in with some confidence. CMC and Akers are my lead backs. In one of my leagues on my bench, I have Dobbins, Etienne, Mitchell, and Sanders. So Dobbins is going to play this week. And Sanders, should I put one of them in flex over Mike? No. Don't tinker. It's week one.
My question is, would you play Etienne or Mitchell over Akers?
Yeah, that's
what I'm doing.
I
He's
wouldn't play
got
him over Mike
Akers as his
Williams.
2. I'm playing Etienne over Akers.
I'm an Akers truther.
I know.
I want to see it from Akers.
And I'm an Etienne.
I'm rolling out Akers in a couple of DFS lineups. I think I'm rolling them out in a league.
I'm rolling
in
them out
one of my mini
DFS.
leagues.
I'm rolling them out in DFS, but if I had the choice of and I know Dobbins is out, but if I had the choice of Akers, Etienne, or Mitchell, I would maybe pick one of the other two. I mean, let me ask you this. I know we're not talking about Sunday games really, but Robbie, what do you think about your defense? Because that's who Etienne's going against.
I think the defense is going to be fine. It's just Jacksonville that we're talking about.
It's a new Jacksonville.
How new, though?
New coach?
That is yet to be determined.
No, it is.
It's yet to be determined.
TBA, I get that. But I would just rather you're the Akers truther on the squad, so I get your point.
Yeah, and in most circumstances, I would say Etienne over Akers for this week. Let's run in a high power, high octane game, which is going to lead us into discussing the over under here at a total of 52 points, I believe. It's opening night, and I want to be the degenerate to say smash the over.
I woke up thinking over,
Mm-hmm.
but I've changed probably 10 times in the course of the time I woke up this morning. And I can already see Pat wants to say – Pat has that – we've known Pat long enough that he's got that look on his face right now that he is either waiting for me and you to argue or he wants to interject. And I have a feeling it's interject.
I want to hear your thought process on this, Mike, because if you're wavering, I want to know what I might be missing.
I think that the teams are going to come out. I think the Rams might come out a little more conservative than we think because of Stafford and trying to hold his workload down a little bit. And that's why I think Robbie is on Akers as much as he is. And that's also part of the reason I think that running game, if Akers doesn't do anything, we'll talk about DFS later, but I got Henderson in the lineup. I think that they're still going to throw the ball, but then I just have a feeling that the defenses are something too. It's not like we have a 28 and 29.
How fast-paced scoring do you think that this is going to be?
I don't think there's going to be a score on the first drives of each team.
I like that call.
I'm not saying
if you're sitting there and you're playing the no-brainer night of who's going to go up by 7 first, you're sitting back and you're kind of thinking to yourself, you're like, fuck, like after that first drive, like you're thinking that was easy money. Like now, like the sweat kind of begins to set in. I am taking both the unders, the alternate unders at 320. 329 for both quarterbacks. If anyone passes it, I think that it'll be Allen, just because Allen having to do a little bit more work on his legs traditionally of what we are used to seeing. That's not to take away from the draftee of James Cook. That's not to take away from Devin Singletary or Zach Moss. It's just the Bills haven't had since J.D. McCoy a fucking top 12 fantasy running back.
So to the point that Pat was asking me what, I do agree with Leaf's comment down here, and that's why I put it up. I do agree that the Rams have favorable matchups on the outside. I just think they're going to try to hold off on using Stafford like they did last year, this year, because of everything going on.
I think the over.
I like the over too. And here's gonna be why. Fourth quarter. We can run it. We can run it slow in the first half, and we can have neither team scores in their first possession be true, and still that over can smash. We can go. Yeah. We can go into last 8 minutes of the game and have it still be sitting at like 17-10, and get the next 25 points that's needed to smash that over.
Yeah. To me, this is one of those games that if I was betting, I would just stay away from it.
Well, I've got it.
I've got it in some parlays. I've got the over, and I've got each individual teams for over 19.5. Both teams hit 20 points. And
yeah,
I absolutely think both teams hit. I absolutely think both teams hit over 19.5 points. Absolutely.
Yep.
I think it could be like a 27-20, 27-23, and we're not hitting the 52.
I think someone hits 30 though. I just don't know who.
Yeah.
I think Bills will, but
I expect this one to be knockout, drag out, shootout, high scoring. I respect both defensive units, but both offensive units are just that fucking high power. And it's opening night. Like, the NFL is not going to want to open up the season with a stagnant game. So don't be surprised if you start seeing some calls and you start seeing us here calling the game, jumping up out of our seats because of some questionable shit by the referees.
That was going to be my next question. If you thought that.
We'll see.
I feel like everything is indicating towards the over. They've built this season up. They've hyped us up enough. Enough has happened throughout the NFL free agency wise, where like this is must see TV tonight. I'm really liking the over. What are you guys thinking about the spread though? What is it, 2.5?
Yeah, it's 2.5.
I'm thinking Rams by 3.
I'm taking Bills, so I'll take this. I'll take the spread because I think it's gonna be a field goal.
Yep. If at that point if it's 2.5, I'll give the Rams their 2 extra points and Bills win by at least 3. I took a free bet earlier today from I think BetMGM, gave just a $5 football bet. I took the alternate 6.5 for the Bills to really turn that into something. And we have a chance it becomes a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think that I play spreads on this game. I don't think that I would advise that tonight, just because of the multiple different outcomes. I feel comfortable playing the over under, and I feel comfortable playing the money line. I feel comfortable taking the Rams. I won't say I feel comfortable taking the Rams, but I mean I feel confident.
But at plus 200.
I'm getting him at plus 120. I mean, before boost.
No, I'm saying what I was suggesting, what I was taking.
No, his alternate line is plus 200. That's why
plus 200. Okay.
Like, if it's there, it's there, and if it's not,
it's free money.
Yeah, it's free money.
I respect it. I respect it. So it sounds like the majority out of the three of us are on the over. Where are anytime anytime TD scores coming in. Let's break down some of these passing props as well. What are we looking at? What we built into our cards. Remember, you guys can check out our cards on our Discord channel. I have them in the free talk section. So make sure you guys get on over there and check out all of that new hotness. Mike, I'll have you start off with our anytime TDs. Give us two.
Allen Robinson and Dawson Knox.
Allen Robinson and Dawson Knox. I like that. I feel like this is a game where you have to pick one from each side of the ball and no more, no less.
I'll say this. Those two are part of a MKF tutty dance, and I'm about to put it in a few minutes.
So give us a whole touchdown dance for MKF. Promo code Rumboyz. Get match for your very first deposit all the way up to $100.
I'm shaky. I'm wavering on the third. It's either going to be Gabe Davis or Akers.
Avoiding Cooper Kupp.
I might put another one in with Kupp instead. I don't want to put Kupp and Robinson in the same one.
Okay.
I like that. I see where your thinking is coming in.
I might put another one in with Kupp and just take.
Why not
Robinson.
Akers? Why not Akers if you're believing in the running game?
I'll probably go Akers. I'll probably go one with Akers, Robinson, Knox, and then one with Kupp, Davis, Knox.
Okay. I mean, with TD dance, you're not restricted to any limits in terms of cash money spent.
Yeah.
So you can mix up those combos anyways.
Yep.
What are you playing on DraftKings tonight for anytime TD scores St. Pat FF? And then also give us your monkey knife fight touchdown dance.
If you've been following my pin tweets, I'm going Gabe Davis with an anytime TD. Currently on BetUS, is the line was at plus 150 this morning or plus 155, which is an extra 30 or 35 points above what DraftKings is giving you right now. The hype has gotten to DraftKings, but it hasn't gotten to BetUS. So you can take advantage of that extra 30 points. When I made a tweet about it yesterday morning, they were at plus 170. So while the lines on all the other books were still down at plus 120. So you can make the use of that. Link to sign up is in my bio. Along with that, so I'm going Gabe Davis, and then I like Cooper Kupp. I don't like the odds for Cooper Kupp, so I will have a touchdown dance with Gabe Davis, and I think Josh Allen finds the end zone on the right.
I like that call.
On the ground.
That's sneaky. That is sneaky. I like his over the rushing yards. It's like 36.5.
The only caution I have with his 36.5 is he has a lot of rushing touchdowns early in the season on short yardage red zone. Whereas as the season progresses and it comes do or die, he gets those bigger rushing yard games.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So early in the season, week 1, why put him at risk of an extra hit unless he's a good scramble? So the designed runs are going to be fewer and far between.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gabe Davis is currently plus 120 anytime on DK.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm liking Gabe Davis for anytime TD. I like your call out on Knox as well. I have both those guys in a couple of DFS lineups tonight. For me, give me Cooper Kupp. And I know the odds aren't great, but if you parlay it, if you SGP it, you same game parlay it with a couple of other things, you might be able to come away with something good. I posted some cards in the Discord. Cam Akers on the ground sounds beautiful, but I think that's probably better I did put him in the SGP. I did put Cam Akers in an anytime CD in an SGP. On the Bills side, like I already mentioned Gabe Davis. I already gave an honorable mention to Dawson Knox. I feel like it's disrespect to not put some money on Stephon Diggs. But I think this is such a high-scoring game. It's where you don't have to play Diggs.
Does he go over 5.5 receptions?
I think his lines. He's gonna have a 5 for like 81 or 5 for 85 line with no touchdowns.
And I don't know if I'm willing to trust in week one opening night. I don't know how much I'm willing to. One of the ones on these teams are going to break out, and I'd rather put my money on Cooper Kupp being the breakout receiver of the game than me put it on Stephon Diggs. Worldwide West 305. Let's see. Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Barkley, Pittman, Judy, Pitt, CH, PPR. Hey, that's a good league. That's a good team, bro. That's a really good team, honestly.
I like this one.
What do you think about Isaiah McKenzie? I'm not a fan. Some dude offered him to me for Pickens, and no.
No.
Yeah, hell no.
I like McKenzie, but no.
For that guy that was talking about his 22-man league, McKenzie is a great guy to look for in that league if he's on the waiver wire. But over someone like Pickens, no thank you.
So speaking of a 20-man league, and flexes and everything, would you start, because it's deep, Noah Fant or Devin Singletary?
Is this the Rumboyz league?
No,
this is
no.
This is the Thieves. This is the Thieves league.
I would start Devin.
Yeah, that's who I have. I'm going against Cal.
Okay. Yeah, no. I would probably go Devin Singletary in that format.
That's who I have. I just wanted to. I just needed a little bit of a reassurance.
Exactly. No, I understand that completely. I'm not expecting for week one start and sit questions to be too crazy.
Mm-hmm. But you know that league. You know the roster in that league.
Exactly.
I'm starting. Let's just say this, chat. I am starting Zay Jones as my number 2 WR.
Holy fuck. Poverty. So yeah, I mean, kind of getting back into tonight's game. I think there's enough target market share to go around more than what we think. It's a matter of whether or not those red zone targets are gonna hit. I don't know if either quarterback hits for 329.5 more. I think there could be one 300-yard passer, and I think that guy his name is Josh Allen.
So I was listening to the Monkey Knife Fight YouTube channel this afternoon, and Jim Coventry was on. And a stat that he mentioned, because I think the Monkey Knife Fight over for him is like 278 or 279.
Yep.
8 out of 11 last games, he is under 271.
For Josh Allen?
Yeah, he's in his 8 out of his last 11 games last year, he threw for under 271.
But that's
no, it's just I'm just throwing it. Yeah,
your arm is starting to go out. No, I understand. I understand. I think that the Rams do well enough with the running game to where Cam Akers is gonna eat, and he's gonna eat efficiently enough to be able to keep Buffalo off the field to where Allen, the point spread may be fairly close, but Allen won't have as many opportunities to sling the rock as much as we think. I mean, that secondary is nasty. Like, that secondary is nasty. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, where Von Miller goes, rings follow, and the Bills now have Miller. Miller's old. So let's factor that in. I mean, still one of the greatest pass rushers in the league, but Miller's old. Ramsey taking care of Diggs. Exactly. Ramsey to me can lock up Diggs. He can put straps on.
Diggs isn't that guy. I hate to say that, but in terms of like those top receivers that can beat out Ramsey, Diggs isn't one of those guys. He's a notch below.
It's going to be physical between those two. I wouldn't be shocked if a fight happened.
No.
Does he come out wielding 2 helmets?
I think he'd get chippy.
More like kicking nets.
Come on, Pat.
Not Aaron Donald level of assault.
Just a peppering him.
What else? What else do we? What else we got going on for tonight? What other action are we looking at over there on with our friends over in Vegas?
Let's see.
I already mentioned Skronik. I think
Yeah.
I've got him in a parlay at over 25 yards.
Skronik's an interesting DFS play, especially with Van Jefferson not being able to go.
I did some research earlier this evening, and Rams last year, I think just about like 80%. I stopped tracking after like week 9 because I'm like, okay, this makes my point already. Their wide receiver 3 is hitting that mark every single week. They maybe missed 1 week or 2 weeks, and that was where the tight end took over and hit 40 or 50 yards. But the wide receiver 3 for the team, whether that was Jefferson or Jackson, was hitting those goals.
So whoever's doing the NFL concert right now, she's just talking, but she is a baddie. Sorry. The mind just went there. It's like, oh shit. Football season is back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I like that call there, Pat. Mike, anything that you're pulling up that you maybe want to highlight on or hit on?
Not really. I think we pretty much nailed all the ones that I've been looking at.
Okay, so here's what I want to do then really fast. I know that I'm frozen on the screen. Trust me, guys, it's okay. You're gonna live. I'm just gonna load up my.
I do have a question. Cam Akers over or under 48.5?
Over.
Interesting. Singletary 44.
Under.
So really quick, getting in some DFS lineups for tonight. I have 3 that I published in the Discord. The first one being Matt Gay, Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford. Matt Gay is at captain. These are showdown lineups. So we go Matt Gay at captain. We flex Kupp. We flex Stafford. We flex Gabe Davis. We flex Dawson Knox, and we flex Allen Robinson. In another lineup.
You there?
He's one.
Upside with the setup of these lineups. We're going with the double kicker solution in that one.
Rob,
Nope.
We need you to repeat your second lineup.
The second one. All right. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Gabe Davis, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Cam Akers, Allen Robinson, and Tyler Bass.
Got it.
Yeah, so with these lineups, no defense included. I think that you have there's no point in playing a defense in tonight's matchup in terms of DFS. I just think that that 52 over is going to hit. I think that both teams are just going to be balling out of control against each other. I'm expecting gunslinging shootouts, so I want to get as many points as possible. Hence why I'm not going for like a lot of the lower level bench guys. I didn't play Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah.
And maybe I may regret that later on, but I'm going for a lot of upside with this lineup. I'm going for guys that are going to get me points and not lose me points.
So I actually did 2 as well.
What you got?
Captain, Allen Robinson, Gabe Davis, Matthew Stafford, Henderson, Knox, and Diggs. And then I did a captain with Knox and went Gabe Davis, Kupp, Higbee, Josh Allen, and I did go Isaiah McKenzie because I went big with Cup and Allen.
Okay. What you got? St. Pat.
I didn't have time to get together DFS stuff for tonight, but I like Mike's second one a lot. I think that was the one with Knox as your captain.
Yep.
I like that one. The only question I kind of had with the first one was, it was
the Diggs Davis.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You had one quarterback, but it was the opposite of the quarterback that you had for the guys for a lot of the receivers that you had.
I only went Stafford because I had Robinson as my captain.
Okay. Yep.
I knew you had a couple other Bills in there.
Yeah.
Or more Bills heavy.
Yeah.
I like one of the things I like is about the lineup that has Knox as a captain is that we've had Knox as a captain before and he's won us money. So could that maybe come back and pay dividends? That would be very, very interesting. And honestly, in a way, given the history of this YouTube channel, wouldn't be surprising whatsoever. Now, how big or small that return of investment on a Dawson Knox at captain showdown lineup is going to be for you now, that's going to be varying. I'm loving some of these lineups where because you're going to have the casual player that is immediately running out there and like bucket throwing Cooper Kupp right there, boom, right at captain. Or I'm throwing one of these quarterbacks. I think that tonight it's going to be I don't want to necessarily say contrarian type of lineup, but like kind of mid-tier, kind of mediocre type of lineup that'll end up bringing in the cash. It'll be a guy that captains Gabe Davis. It'll be a guy that captains Allen Robinson. That will probably come out with will come out more fruitful in these showdown competitions tonight. So definitely something to look for. We're going to be covering that throughout the play-by-play stream. That'll be coming up next after this stream. So make sure you guys don't miss it. You guys can check either of these guys' Twitter feeds. They'll put out the link for it. I'll put out a link for it right here as soon as we wrap it up. Best bets on MKF. I didn't get around to MKF, so we're gonna get to wing this.
All right. Let me pull it up. It looks to me like they took the quarterback one off the board. Come on.
You see, I made too much money on MKF, and they decided to shut down in Michigan. So can't be having that happening.
You did take them to the cleaners last year.
I'm looking at my 55-inch TV because of them.
While Mike gets together best MKF bets, let's talk absolute positive fantasy starters for tonight. It's week 1. I feel like the common phrase is start your studs. But is there anyone in tonight's matchup that maybe you're shying away from, or maybe you would start someone else over someone in tonight's matchup?
So we're starting Josh Allen. If you drafted him and redraft, you're starting Josh Allen.
Yeah, you're starting both quarterbacks. I feel like you're starting both quarterbacks hands down.
In one QB leagues, I think there might be other options other than Stafford, but depending on who's out there, because he's probably coming in around QB 10 or 12.
You're starting Stafford.
Starting Cooper Kupp.
Yep, Yep.
You're starting Allen Robinson. You are likely starting Gabe Davis unless you went like super 0 RB and he's like your wide receiver like 6. Which if that's the case, you did something wrong.
What up, Aiden? What up, Albert?
I think you're considering flexing Akers in your traditional redraft. But if you have a possible better option, are you starting... Akers was recently going above or just below Dameon Pierce. Are you starting Akers or Pierce tonight?
If you got both those guys on your team, you have some big decisions. Okay. I feel like for me, I feel like virtually everyone but like Higbee, right, is startable. Everyone but the defenses in tonight's matchup are startable.
I think Bills' defense is startable.
Y'all think I should start Akers over Gibson? I would probably run Gibson this weekend.
Yes.
Just because of Akers' matchup against a very stout Buffalo defense. We're just barely taking the over at 54.5?
49 or 44?
44, 44.5, something like that. Yeah. I would go Gibson. He's pretty much
Take a shot on Gibson.
Yeah, take your shot on Gibson. I mean, you have Gibson up until week 5, and you know what Gibson's going to give you if given the starting touches.
He's gonna get in the getaway car.
Exactly. Yeah. So go ahead and play Gibson or Rondale Moore in PPR. We are not starting Rondale Moore this week. Nobody's starting Rondale Moore this week.
Oh yeah, didn't he just get an MRI? I feel like he just got an MRI for some injury
or some shit. I don't know.
Howie was like the only healthy receiver.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not fucking with Arizona's receivers until D-Hop comes back, and by then it might be too late now.
I'm ready.
All right, give us our best MKF bets.
Here we go. They did. I restarted it because it was being a pain in the butt because of the Wi-Fi right now. Josh Allen 278.5 and Stafford 274.5.
I hate those lines.
274 and 278.
Mm-hmm.
Overs on both.
278 for Allen, 274 for Staff.
Unders.
MKF, you son of a bitch.
All right, here's an interesting one. Stephon Diggs, 69.5. A-Rob, 64.5.
A-Rob over, Diggs over. I'll take both overs.
Okay.
Yep.
Next is...
Because with MKF is pretty much innocent until proven guilty.
Okay, I already know what both of you are going to say on the one, but I don't know about the other. Davis, 60.5. Higbee, 40.5.
Over, under.
Same.
Yep. And I think there's a running one right now.
I think Higbee comes up with like 34 yards on like fucking 2 catches, and that's it.
I would say four catches for 36 or something like that. It's going to be
okay.
Here's the funny one: Akers 48.5, Josh Allen 37.5.
Over.
Yeah.
Over under.
Josh Allen will get 40.
And Cooper Kupp 93.5 receiving yards. Devin Singletary 45.5 rushing yards.
Under.
I'll go under. I want to go over so bad just because
I know. It's so hard to bet against Cooper Kupp.
I'll go under.
It's so hard to take a receiver that close to 100 yards and say like, he's going to get a 100-yard game. No, I don't want to ever have to say yes for sure someone's doing that.
And those
hell yes.
All right, here's a tricky one. Josh Allen 24.5 fantasy points. Cooper Kupp 22.5.
Over.
I almost want to go over. I think Cooper's
I was going to say under.
You want to go? Yeah,
Don't play it.
I was thinking like the only other option was over, like for real. Fuck.
Okay, we're just staying away from it, boys.
Yeah.
That is your reminder from the Rumboyz. If you don't feel comfortable about a play, don't play it.
Don't play it. Yeah, if you do not feel comfortable,
you can hear your favorite analyst say something, and you'd be like, "I think they're wrong." You don't have to trust them, and then come blaming them. Trust your gut.
Yep.
Yes.
You get things wrong.
Yes. All right, we're about to get into the very next stream. We're gonna get into our outros, but as we get into our outros, we're gonna, because of our homies over at All 22, we're gonna drop our PFF darlings of the game before we get out of here. So Mike, give us your outro. Well, they're gonna see not really an outro because you're going to see us next. Make sure you guys click the next link over on YouTube. PFF Darling on the night.
PFF Darling of the night. I am going to go Matt Milano.
Okay. Big dick energy. Wow. St. Pat.
Let's see. I think Isaiah McKenzie is gonna pull out something for PFF, and they're gonna really like the way
Yeah.
the way he plays.
The way he ran the route, he didn't corner it off.
Yep, he's gonna get something on a jet sweep, and then he's gonna do some good blocking, and it's gonna be PFF's gonna be like, oh, Isaiah McKenzie.
He's going to pull a Heinz Ward at the end of his career.
My PFF darlings are Dawson Knox and Darrell Henderson.
Which I have both of them in the lineup for DFS. So let's go.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can find us here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network on our next upcoming stream. We're not going to do like full outros because the next stream that you're about to literally fucking watch is more important than anything else that we could possibly say. So get on over to the next stream. Start sitting in that lobby waiting. We're going to roll the intro for that here in about the next 5 to 7-ish minutes. Give the guys a quick break. Get some water, stretch, piss, all that good stuff. It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. That's Drop the Mic FF. That's St. Pat FF. We're the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for some football? We are back. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz girls want to do. Dilly, we'll see you in a few. Play my outro, Mike.
Thursday Night Football with the Rumboyz starts now.